Hey, Cinemark fans, the dead are alive and well and scarier than ever in Evil Dead Rise. And I'm here chatting with the cast and director. Alyssa, first off, I want to thank you for giving me nightmares the last few nights.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But I wondered what it's like to play this kind of role. Correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of feels like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a real blast actually. I've recognized that I have a lot of unexpressed rage. And I think a lot of women can probably relate to the fact that, we've been raised in a society that applauds women self-sacrificing and making other people comfortable before themselves, and I think that can result in some unexpressed feelings. So I tapped into that, and it was actually very therapeutic. Yeah, I had a real blast with it.
And Lily, for you, I don't think it's a spoiler to say there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood in this film. And I kept looking at you and thinking, what was your experience like?
Look, on set in the moment, it was awesome. And then you'd call cut and then I would stick to myself and dry out and like my skin would rip. It then became like torturous. But like, I mean, the inner child in you're getting like dipped into, because a lot of it is practical because it's Evil Dead, baby. And like, as you're being dropped into this, tank of blood and actually filling up and 30 kilos strapped to you, and little Nell, who's 9, trying to like keep her calm, and like, you float in the blood, by the way. Like your legs, everything comes up. So they had to like literally weigh me down, which there's something kind of claustrophobic about that. Like they're trying to drown you or something. And like it would close and the full thing would close and we'd just be in there for the last bit with the camera. So there were elements that were so amazing and then elements that were absolutely bananas, but that's Evil Dead.
When jumping onto the 5th installment of such a beloved franchise, I wonder how you, as the director, start when creating your vision.
I think the starting point was to go and look for context and characters and circumstance, and go and seek out some sort of, originality and a different set of people to pit against the evil forces that have existed in this universe. So that was very much where I started, and I didn't really think about it as a horror movie until I started to understand the characters that I was trying to bring to life, and then I could start to bring the darkness in, to bring the scares in. But I needed to get my confidence from knowing that there was this fresh story to tell, and also not just any story, but a story that would work in the context of the Evil Dead universe, both in terms of the plot and the discovery of the book, and then the actual people in the story.
This film has so many great ones. For you, what makes a great jump scare?
It's all in the suspense and the anticipation. And I think if you build that in the right way, then it doesn't matter what the jump is. I think it's all in the lead up.
I feel like the jump scare, when you really dance with the camera and the camera becomes a character in itself. It's like, it's that symbiotic thing where the person is, you never look at the camera, but you're sending messages to the camera. And then I don't know, it's just that dance with the camera operator or cinematographer is pretty priceless to a jump scare.
I think it's also about not overuse. I think movies that have too many jump scares in them, sometimes even there can be a great jump scare, but you've become worn out. So it's about pacing and where you place it in a movie. It's obviously about the use of sound as well. But again, I think everything leads back to character, because if it's a character you're following into a dark space that you care about in some way or identify with, you're on edge with them. Or maybe you're on edge and they're not on edge, and that makes you even more nervous because you're thinking they should be scared right now. So I think always with horror, I think all roads do lead back to character. And I think if you can identify with someone and then they get scared, then you get scared. And that definitely helps in the context of a jump scare.
Well, I can tell you nailed it. I had to see this film alone. No one was able to hold my hand. And I was on the edge of my seat. Folks, you're going to be on the edge of your seat. So make sure to get your tickets for Evil Dead Rise at Cinemark.com.
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
What will be, will
of thee.